Right, back again. It's part 2, as you can see. Still the same t-shirt. Right, Murie House. Up from the cemetery, while I was tracking through various bits and pieces, there's a place called Murie House, which are ruins. Haven't been spotted much before, but there was a little bit of a rumour going around a certain group I was in, and a friend mentioned it as well. And this is a place, or was an old house, built about 1780, something like that. Can't find much information, can't find any old photos online. There is a bit of online information about Murie House. It used to be an old house, naturally, walled gardens, marrow pits, you name it, little passageways I was mentioned of. Early 1900s, allegedly, I don't know, because it's still once again a little bit of hit and miss. There may have been a fire and caused the house to be sort of basically abandoned. I'm led to believe it was stripped down and repurposed, some of the brickwork etc. for another dwelling or whatever. At one time, a little bit of history was also used as an asylum. Once again, not 100% about that. But anyway, so I managed to sort of like go over the fence, or in between the fence, and take a few photos and take a few videos. Quite a substantial bit that's left, but this is always under the impression I've got is this was the outside section, which is the garden section. One or two people have said it was like an apple store, a fruit store. I just don't know. It doesn't seem to match the plans I can see, not size wise anyway. So it might have been part of that, I just don't know. Evidently a lot of trees growing in there, and the reason why I say I don't think much would be let's say a fruit store, because if you actually look, you see where the lath for the plaster is, and there's a little bit of plaster you can see in the corner. I wouldn't have thought they'd have lathed and plastered a fruit store that had just left the bare bricks. There is a little bit of a hint at the top end of the ivy where you can see some joists coming out like a second floor, but nothing else exists what you can see. So there you go. Lots of confusion about it because there isn't no history about it. On the Ordnance Survey map it just lists it as a little tiny dot, that's it. There is a walled garden a few hundred yards away, which I haven't taken any photos of, which may be connected, may not be, but this also backs onto Errol House. That was part of the Errol Estate or something. No, backs onto the Errol Estate, that's right. And Errol Estate is still there, and this backs on basically by a quarter of a mile or so. But anyway, I hope there's a little bit of interest in there. There's a little sort of big stone about 4 or 5 feet, and there's a letter 2 in it, etc. So I have no idea what's about there. A lot of branches, a lot of wood being cut down over the last year or two, but it's very overgrown. But there you go, there might be some interest. If anybody knows any more about Murie House, then fine, let me know. Anyway, no more rattling, on with it. Catch you all again soon. Thanks a lot, cheers. Right, just up the road from Murie Cemetery, and there was mention of a house here which is from the 1800s. I've walked across the field for this, and here you can see the house in all its broken down glory. I hope you can make that out. I'll get a few shots closer. I'm actually standing on some footings, which is here, okay, and there's a big part left. So what I'll do now is I'll have another look and get over to that aspect over there. It's very overgrown. Cheers. As you can see, this is a part of it, and in the distance there you can see another large section which I'll try and get hold of. I don't know which part of the house it is. I'm told that this is part of the grounds where there used to be a walled garden. I can't see much of that yet, but we'll have to see. Cheers. This is a sunken section. You can see the state of the trees grown here, so 30, 40, 50 years. There's some activity going on here because there's a water tanker here, and you can hear a crow, and this is a water tanker here. Anyway, we'll try and get to that other big section, and this looks on as a bit of a rabbit fence here, if you can see. Anyway, onwards and upwards. You can see opposite there with the sunken ground and the wall here. This wall goes round in a is it circumference? Yeah. So this is a round section here, as you can see here. And all leading to the larger section that's still standing. I'll have a look at that next. Cheers. Right, this is the big section that remains. That's a 6 foot, well, it's a 7 foot doorway if it's anything. Evidently not much left inside, which I'll go round to. Totally derelict site. It has been for some time, and the trees, etc. Let me try and see, get inside. Signs of a roof structure that's been there at one time. Part of the, I don't know whether there's a part of the outbuildings. Somebody did say that, but there's no written or photographic evidence of the house. But as I said, I will do a little bit more research when I get back. Oops. So these little snapshots, because I have to walk around, but it must have been fantastic when it was done. Evidently the trees are all new, as you can see, right inside. And here we are inside. There must have been some plaster on the inside with the woodwork, the way that's done. Let me just tape up there, yeah. Ideal for my drone, but I haven't got my drone sorted. Anyway, nice, fantastic. That doorway is 8 foot, if anybody wants any details. I have to be careful when I'm walking. And then up to this immensely high section, we've still got the lath, but no plaster. I think that's all fell off. So there's definitely lath and plaster here at one time. I think you can see some in there. Oops. Yeah. Oops. So, as you can see, all in all, the impression is this was the outside section, like wall garden and stuff, but I don't know. So I hope that's a little bit. There's a lot of trees growing around here, and whether it's been robbed over the time is another thing. But anyway, there you go. Quite an impressive structure. Part of the old Murie house.